Oh, snap!
The world is finally waking up to the crap that's baked into and sprayed on kibble dog food. No longer can commercial pet food manufacturers fool us with pretty pictures and false promises. This is the raw dog food truth. The view and opinions expressed on this podcast are not intended to replace medical advice. Before starting any raw diet, do research, ask lots of questions, and consult your vet.
Well, hello, raw feeders. I'm Dee Dee Mercer-Moffat, CEO of Raw Dog Food and Company, where your pet's health is our business and where friends don't let friends feed kibble or fix kibble, because there is no fixing kibble. And you'll hear a lot more about that tomorrow with Dr. Judy Jasek and I right here on the Raw Dog Food Truth. Remember, every Wednesday we have Yappy Hour here at Raw Dog Food and Company, so come on over. We can save you some money. We have food, bones, treats, supplements. And so that is when you are going to get to sell items. Those happen Wednesday, right here, 6 p.m. to midnight. And we would love to work with you and your pup. Speaking of supplements, what am I going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to talk about a supplement that I don't sell. All right. I do not sell CBD, but I do want to talk about CBD and how it can help your dogs. And this is coming from cbddoghealth.com, cbddoghealth.com. This one is very important, I believe, because it is talking about CBD as an alternative to Apoquel. Okay, an alternative to Apoquel. And if you know what Apoquel is, most of you know what it is, because we darn sure have an epidemic of itchy dogs. And so you take your dog in and then they put them on Apoquel. And then the natural progression we see a lot of times is cancer. So we want to look at a more natural alternative for scratching, itching, all that jazz. Okay. Now, allergies, a lot of these allergies are being caused by food. There is no good kibble. I don't care how much you pay for it. If you can show me that it's not heated, it's not extruded, there are not synthetics added to it, there are not chemical processes added to it, then I would love to see it. I don't know of any of those today. So I would say before you do allergy tests, before you do Apoquel, before you invest in a bunch of shampoos, get your dog off of processed food, cooked food, put them on a real, raw, fresh food diet. Fresh food to dogs, guys, is raw. Period. That is the way they were made. That is the way that they are meant to eat. You can't change that. You could try, and they are trying, and they've been trying for the last 80 years. And that's why we have so many unhealthy dogs. All right. But let's talk a little bit about CBD. Okay. We want to look for a more natural way to relieve the itchies that your dog gets. Now, Apoquel is a fast-acting pharmaceutical. Okay, it is fast-acting. Your dog will stop itching, but it does not get to the root of the problem. So I see a lot of people that feed kibble, do a lot of the other toxins, and their dog's itching, so they put them on Apoquel, but they keep doing the other stuff that's causing it. Does that make any sense? No. And eventually, you're going to have a really unhealthy dog. Okay, let's talk about how Apoquel works. Okay, this is the pharmaceutical drug. How does Apoquel work in your dog? Well, before it came along, most vets prescribe steroids or drugs like cyclosporin, cyclosporin. Yeah, I have a hard time pronouncing these names. But what is it? It's a chemical developed to stop organ transplant rejection in humans. That's what it really is. But what we want to do is look at the ways that Apoquel stops the itch. And this is how you know you're in trouble down the road with your dog. Now, you may be treating one symptom in exchange for exposing your pets to all sorts of diseases and infections down the road. And why is that? Well, because Apoquel functions in this way. So by suppressing your pet's immune system in order to mute the symptoms of an allergic reaction. You're just muting the symptoms. It does not cure the allergy, does not cure it. And so what we really want to do with our pets, our dogs and our cats and our humans, is to get rid of the reason that it's causing the problem in the first place, not just put a Band-Aid on it or mute it, as they say at CBD Dog Health. So some of the known functions of Apoquel as an immune suppressant drug is that it works to inhibit the function of certain compounds. Okay. And certain compounds are called JAK, JAK. What's it stand for? Janus kinase. It stands for Janus kinase, JANUS KINASE. And it's a signaling compound used by the cells to communicate with each other and direct immune function. Okay. Some of the other known functions of this compound, and remember, Apoquel, it inhibits these. So the functions of these compounds, what do? They destroy and prevent tumor growth. They form red and white blood cells. They control inflammation. They signal new cell growth, and they ensure proper function of immune cells, which are our B cells and our T cells. So if you turn off the function of the JAK, well, then that effectively powers down the immune system in the entire body. And this is going to greatly reduce your pet's natural defense against disease and chronic illnesses. It's going to leave them vulnerable to ailments they might naturally have avoided. So that's why if we can find a better alternative to the itchies, we don't want to be doing Apoquel. We want something else. First, get off the processed food. Get off the processed treats. Stop bathing your dog every day, right? Look at what they're laying on, those type of things. All right. So let's talk about the side effects of Apoquel. Okay. As if what I just said wasn't enough, powering down your dog's immune system. What are the other side effects? The most common side effects that we see with Apoquel? Well, UTIs or some type of bacterial infection in the urinary tract. Otitis, this is the bacterial infection of the ear canal. Pyoderma, which is a bacterial infection of the skin, and then chronic GI upset. So you've got bacterial infection of the urinary tract, of the ear canal, of the skin, and GI upset. That sounds like a ball of fun. And I bet there's going to be another drug that's going to be put on top of that after your dog gets these problems from using Apoquel or Cytopoint. Apoquel is the worst of the two, and we're talking about Apoquel today. But I mean, come on, the immune system is affected in your pet's gut. Okay, so you don't want your gut health to be affected in your dog. And so if you're using something to fix a problem that's going to cause gut problems, yeah, that's not going to be a good thing. Another common side effect of Apoquel is the formation of lumps, bumps, tumors, and other cancerous growths. Lord have mercy. There's a lot of different sarcomas, lymphomas, mast cell tumors, whether it's grade 1, grade 2. There's anal sac tumors, sinus tumors. There's a lot of masses that happen. So here's the natural alternative to Apoquel. That's going to be CBD. And look, I don't sell CBD, but there are some good companies out there. So this alternative to Apoquel is CBD. There's these compounds found in full spectrum hemp extract. And what that does, it helps bring the body's system into homeostasis. And that just means it's a state of balance. So we want the body to be in a state of balance, not out of balance, right? In this article, it says there are tons of cannabinoid receptors throughout the organs that control your pet's immune system. So instead of turning off the immune response, turning off the immune system like Apoquel does, CBD increases the communication between the cells in the immune system. And this encourages a more moderate and targeted response to allergy symptoms. Does CBD have any side effects? Well, in contrast to the dramatic and often life-threatening side effects of pharmaceutical drugs like Apoquel, full spectrum hemp extract is extremely safe for both short and long-term use. The potential side effects that occur with full spectrum hemp extract, they're mild and usually temporary. In most cases, the worst side effect is mild diarrhea or lethargy during the beginning, in the first phase of the treatment. And listen, guys, I see this when people switch over to raw. Their dog will be slightly lethargic, and they're going through this detox process. And people are like, oh my gosh, my dog is so sick. They're not doing well on raw. No, they're going through, the body is transitioning. All right. So this is a great alternative in just the safety of it. And also, it's increasing the communication between the cells. Now, can you use CBD to treat side effects of Apoquel? Seems kind of silly to me when, we know that Apoquel has so many dangerous side effects, and then we're going to try to put CBD in there to take away the side effects. Just take the Apoquel out and let's figure out what's causing the dog to itch in the first place. Or is it a lot of the toxins that are going in the body? Is it food? What is it? All right. But not only does a full spectrum hemp extract offer supportive and effective relief from allergies and their symptoms, but many of its healing properties also produce the opposite effect of Apoquel's side effects. Okay. Now, in this article, it says, listen, they're not going to tell you that dealing with allergies is easy. It's not super easy to go from an Apoquel product to a CBD product because it's a quick fix to stop the itching. However, remember the long-term effects of disabling your pet's natural defenses can be very serious. So if you're looking to transition to an alternative like CBD, you want to consult with someone like a holistic veterinarian, Dr. Judy Jasek or Dana Chick, who is a veterinary cannabis counselor. But aside from using CBD as an Apoquel alternative to support a healthy immune response, there's a lot that you can do to alleviate your pet's allergies naturally. And that is get off the dadgum kibble. If you're feeding cooked food, stop feeding cooked food. Okay, because it's not raw. A lot of people think that the farmer's dog or Ollie or some of these other ones are raw. Those are cooked. And they could say fresh because there's, some veggies in there. When we're talking raw, guys, we're talking about what Dr. Ian Billinghurst talks about when he says raw means meat, bones, organ, fat. It's appropriate veggies. Not cooked. Not cooked. It is raw. So raw is going to come to you either fresh like San Francisco Raw does it, where Casey does it out there fresh. Or in the case like what we do is it comes frozen to you. Okay. But I wanted you to understand what's happening. What's happening when you're giving your dog Apoquel? You are turning off the communication system for the immune system. Yeah. You are turning off the dog's ability to guard itself. Yep. You're getting that relief from your dog's itching for certain. But are you willing to risk the life-threatening possibilities and the long-term chronic illnesses that come with turning off the JAK, the jack? Are you willing to jack with the jack? Come on. Don't be jacking with the jack. We need to have a something else that we can do here, right? Now, I want to tell you that this article is coming from CBD Dog Health, written by Carter Essler. He is the father of a bulldog named Moo, and he's out in Toronto, Canada, but he resides in Brooklyn, New York. And so if you guys want to check it out, go over to CBD Dog Health. Again, we do not sell their product. I will say that I do give the CBD to Asta for her pain. And it's just great. You know, those cannabinoids are in me, they're in my dog, and they all around, you know, make you and your dog feel better. There are some people that believe that CBD and THC, the part of a marijuana plant that gives you that high, work better together in small quantities. That's not something that I can advise you on because I don't know anything about that. I will say that when, years ago, when we had adopted this dog who had cancer, lymphoma specifically, and his lymph nodes swelled up underneath his, it made his head distorted. And we did some consulting for the first time with someone about CBD and THC. And there was a small ratio in there of the THC. Some people believe that when you use the entire plant, it works better. And I've heard that with soldiers that have PTSD. And then also I saw it in our dog. And it greatly reduced those lymph nodes, greatly reduced it. So I'm a fan. And then I recently started using CBD from CBD Dog Health on Asta, and man, she looks great. I mean, she still got those legs, that knee, that bum knee, and so she doesn't, obviously it hurts. The muscles atrophying there. So that's going to be a problem. But I'm telling you what, she just looks better. She sounds better. And I'm not making it up in my head just because I want her to be better. She's almost 15. She'll be 15 in December. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan for you and for your dog. And quite frankly, I don't think there's any issue if you took some of this that you got for your dog. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. But you could talk to anyone over at CBD Dog Health, or you can also work with Dana Chick, who is a veterinary cannabis counselor at go to my website. It's probably the easiest. Go to my experts section and you can find her there. All right. Get your dogs off of Apoquel if possible, because remember, chronic GI upset, ear infections, skin infections, UTIs, or even cysts are some of the big side effects that we see in Apoquel and that they see. So get your dogs on a species appropriate diet. As Dr. Ian Billinghurst says, look, these dogs were born to eat raw. Feed them like they were born to be fed. When you try to give them fast food, Captain Crunch, donuts, and all that other crap, you're going to have the itchies. And then you're going to want the itchies to stop. And then you're going to get on Apoquel. And then we're going to get GI upset, and the skin's going to get worse, and the ears are going to get worse. And then you go down a big old rabbit hole. So get over to rawdogfoodandco.com, where your pet's health is our business. and we're friends. Don't let friends feed kibble. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody, with Dr. Judy Jasek. Bye-bye.
Oh, snap!
Find out how you can start your dog on the road to health and longevity. Go to rawdogfoodandco.com, where friends don't let friends feed kibble, and where your pet's health is our business.
Just snap.